My name's Rhapsody, his name is Reto Retromation, and welcome back to Reto and Rhaps Rainbow. Look, I'm not gonna...
Reto and Rhaps reading Rainbow. Look, I'm not gonna reinvent the wheel here.
Exactly. There's no need. The title was something that was come up with in concert between us and the viewers, and to try and, you know, ad hoc make something better than that, frankly, is just disrespectful for the viewer.
Yeah, there's 43 episodes. You know what you're looking at. It's a video with us in Enter the Gungeon.
Exactly, and rainbow chests. Would you like to open them and get going?
I just did and then closed my eyes because I realized that was illegal. So, tell me when you've opened.
3, 2, 1. Mine's opened. All right, let's go.
Okay. What'd you go for?
I've got bad news.
You got a Gungeon blueprint?
I got Gunter.
Ah, hell! Well, honestly, I think that makes less of a difference than Gungeon blueprint because I...
Which you got?
No.
Oh.
I got Mourning, which is very good. Not that fast.
Really?
Yes.
I hate Mourning so much. What's good about it?
Oh my god, everything is good about it. It does so much damage. It's a boss shredder. The best beam weapon, if you can call it that.
But I can't move.
Yes, you can.
Not much.
Well.
You move so slow when you use it.
No, you don't. You don't move any slower at all. No. I think you need...
Oh, sorry. No, you can't dodge roll. There you go. Right. Otherwise, it'll stop you.
Yeah, but it's the same as any other beam weapon, except it's one that kind of like, if you dodge roll while the beam is half on him and the laser's half on him, it saves your progress. So it's less so than any other laser sight or laser laser weapon.
I'll admit, like, I've probably underutilized it and just got a strongly negative opinion of it just because I don't like that many of the beam weapons in the game, to be entirely honest.
Very few are actually useful. But when I beat your butt with it today, maybe I'll change your tune. Fighting words. That's a bold fighting, bold stance when you have Gunther to start. Oh, God.
You know what? Honestly, do it. Make me respect the Mourning. But if I win, I never have to respect it my entire GD life.
That's fine. That's fine. Honestly, I don't care what your opinion of the Mourning is, but I will try to do it nonetheless. I am not the internet. I'm okay with things disliking things that I like. Oh?
I don't know if I should have done it, but I just went for the blank bullets over spice.
Well, if you get gold amulet, your run's crazy. That's for sure.
True. I mean, I just think that, like, you know, firing as often as you would with the Gunter, it'll trigger often enough to be worthwhile.
Yeah, I don't think that that's like an obvious choice either way. I think that there's a case to be made for both. Spice has got some danger to it.
Definitely does, but it does have the 20% move up on the first take, right? So
something like that, yeah.
Hard to turn that down.
Doing pretty good damage. I'm doing pretty good damage. Where the hell?
As am I, I'll have you know.
I believe it. I believe it. I don't believe it. No. Impossible. I am the only one who can do good damage. I'll have you know.
Is the Mourning going to be quick for room clears?
It's not that quick, but you tell me. I'm on the second boss.
Second boss?
Second boss.
Okay.
Gunther only is good because it gets better, though, so... This is a great weapon for this boss. At least it was when he was alive.
Oh, no. Suddenly, I do feel like an underdog, and even worse than that, I feel like I'm increasing in respect for the
for the Mourning
Star.
What's that? It's the sound of 100 commenters who probably told you to respect it more. Did anybody say anything about Morningstar? Were they all cool with it?
I honestly think by that point in my time with the game, people were just like, look, he's probably going to play a little suboptimally on a couple of... accepted it.
Yeah. I mean, it's like... It's hard to argue that it's even suboptimal, because it's preference.
Mm-hmm.
Can't argue with preference. In a game like this, like, that does matter. You know? Just how you feel with a gun, how it's going to affect your headspace while you're playing, matters, like...
How much...
A lot.
How much experience you have with it and confidence you have with it.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And if you hate beam weapons, you're probably going to get hit quite a bit more with them. Get flustered, maybe die. So
definitely.
Totally.
So I did pick up chaos bullets. Okay. So these blank bullets are now doing something at least.
That's good. That's good.
I'm feeling
Wait,
less
chaos bullets or
about
chaos
the blank
amulet?
bullets choice. Chaos amulet, sorry.
Oh, okay. I understand everything now.
Mm-hmm.
Everything.
All right. Well, you're gonna have to explain a couple things to me. Number one, what happened to Amelia Earhart?
She's nearby. Nobody's looking for her anymore. That's all. She's around.
Oh damn! So she's just chilling.
She's just chilling. I mean, have you heard of Banksy?
Hell yeah. I have. Oh my god. That makes so much sense.
Yeah. Bada bing, bada boom. I'm glad it makes sense. Most people don't believe me. They're like, oh, you
No, I would 100% believe. You kidding me? You wouldn't lie to me.
I don't know how to lie. I don't know how to lie right now.
Mm-hmm. What is... yeah, sorry, one of those, like, ghost hands that runs and follows you?
Yeah.
Tries to grab you in the ceiling? Just followed me after I teleported across the map.
Yeah, they do that sometime. They're not very nice.
That's rude. I didn't know they were allowed.
Yeah, they're allowed. We're working on it.
You gave them permission.
I did, I'm sorry. I'm working on it.
Oh, God. Reto, we spoke about this.
Yeah? What do we speak about? What do we speak about? We speak about too many things. I can't possibly remember it all.
I was about to use that as a segue to look over to the other side of my screen and read one of the questions. But unfortunately, my side of the screen is currently covered. And I am very speedily trying to race through this map so I do not lose with a Gunter.
What's your best... What's the question you think gets asked the most in an interview? And then ask that.
What question do I think gets asked most in an interview?
Yeah,
okay.
If you have a guess. If you have a guess.
Well, it'd be what are your strengths and what are your weaknesses?
Okay. What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses?
No. I asked.
I mean, isn't it more of a power move to just ask the interviewer? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses?
I don't know, nerd. You tell me. You won't put up first.
Yeah,
all right. Yeah, no, I can see that.
Power move.
I think you instantly get the job if you do that. And even more than that, they become your employee.
It's true.
You recruit them.
Yeah, it's like, let's see. Where do I see you in 5 years? Still working for me, getting paid less to do more. Whoop. I'm curious where you're at.
Just entering the 4th floor. I had a very long 3rd floor.
Okay. That's allowed.
Yeah. I'm guessing you're on the 4th boss.
Not yet.
Not yet?
Not yet. I haven't found him yet. And it's the kind of floor where it seems like, I don't know, you might find him before me. I ain't having a good Easter egg hunt here.
All right. Well, I tried to use that information and go in the opposite direction door, but there was only one way to exit that room, so I just punked myself.
Yeah, joke's on you. I don't think about what I'm saying. Whoop. All kinds of directions. Too many directions? Why is this game not linear? It would make racing better? Thank you.
Could this just be a 1D game, please?
1D game, please. What is 1D?
Just a single point.
Do you think that, but like, would it register as a pixel? Could you make a 1D game that's just one pixel that changes colors, and the game is to try to figure out how it's a game, kind of? Like,
yeah, almost certainly, and that actually sounds really interesting to do as an idea for a game jam.
oh, hell yeah.
I played a game recently, actually, that was built in Game Jam. It's by the same developers who made Crawl, if you're familiar.
Yes, yes.
And I actually played it at PAX. It was a kaiju monster dating game, but the way that you would actually date them is you would race another player or another team of players in like makeshift robots that you would build along the way. And the parts that you strap to the robot would give it bonuses. So like you can get beauty bonuses for adding a handbag to your robot, or an eye, or a set of sunglasses.
Okay.
And you also get a bonus for being the fastest to Godzilla at the end of the map, and the tallest of the robots. It's actually really, really, really intriguing.
Huh.
It's very, very simple, but it's just, you know, who can be the fastest, tallest, prettiest robot that Godzilla would want to date.
Oh man, it just sounds like high school to me.
Yeah, I was always worried about who Godzilla would date in high school.
I know. Oh man. It's do you have any games off the top of your head that you consider to be like, it just went to really bizarre places that you think pulled it off very well?
Like to really bizarre places, but pulled it off.
Or just like just a bizarre concept that doesn't sound like it would work on paper but actually works. Anything?
Stanley Parable.
Oh, Stanley Parable. Yeah, that's a great one for that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
And of course, Stanley Parable 2 is coming out soon-ish.
Wait, Stanley Parable 2 is coming out? I thought it was...
Oh, sorry, no, the Ultra Money Deluxe edition.
Okay. I was like, okay. I thought you just blew my mind for a second. I was like, wow. But,
I wish.
Yeah. I mean, Beginner's Guide is like that, I guess. I think that's as we're probably gonna realistically get. It seems like the kind of game that would never get a sequel made for it. Or if they did, people would be mad.
The tone is so different.
It is. I'm not saying they're the same. Not even close to saying that. But they are. I mean, they're in the same family, and I feel like we're not going to get a Stanley Parable 2.
I mean, Davey Reedon was heavily involved in each of them for the story writing, so like,
yeah,
extremely definitely same family. Did you ever play Dr. Langskarov?
No, and I don't know if I know what it is.
So it was a free game, kind of similar to Stanley Parable in that it was a game that like acknowledged its own meta, was written by Davey Reedon as well, and had like a narrator that was of a British sensibility talking to you constantly. If you're familiar with Simon Amstel, he was actually the narrator for it.
It might be one of those ones where I'm familiar with the voice but don't know the name. Is there other things that he's done?
British comedian, did Nevermind the Buzzcocks. Yeah, it's probably like his largest credit outside of the UK.
I have no idea, unfortunately.
Sorry to hear that. But it was very much kind of like that kind of like overwrought, over verbose kind of dialogue. It was really interesting. I actually liked it, but it was free to play.
Okay. I only play things that I have to pay $20 for. I'm sorry. I'm out. I actually, the more you spend, the better it is, though, Rhapsody. That's why I only play AAA.
I mean, there is a slight effect to that side of, I value something more if I had to pay money for it.
I wonder how much of that is...
I gotta get my money's worth.
Exactly. That's what I was like. I wonder how much of that is just, I gotta get my value. I gotta get my value.
It's 100% that for me.
And I feel like, I don't know. I always wonder how much, like, I think about this a lot, where I wonder how, if you took something from one boutique and moved it to another that just had, you know, higher prices and everything was just more curated, how, like, what's the markup you could do just by having it surrounded by things that are also pricey? How much could you hike the price, you know?
It's funny you should ask. The markup is absolutely ridiculous. There are a bunch of like op shops, I think you would call them, here in my kind of local area, but some of them are vintage clothing stores.
Oh yeah.
And just because they're curated, right, people will go to op shops and buy a bunch of things that have a similar aesthetic and then put it in their store.
Yeah.
Just because it's curated, it costs $80 rather than the $10 it costs the op shop.
Yeah, because the perceived value is that they know what they're doing and their opinion of what qualifies to be selected must be very good and valuable.
Yeah. And that's also, you know, to add that there is, like, obviously not a huge focus on profit on part of many op shops.
Yeah.
Largely, many of them are charity run.
Where are you at on your run?
I'm on the heart phase.
Okay. Okay.
Yourself?
I'm definitely not quite there.
Ooh.
Not quite there.
You shot yourself in the face.
Not quite, no. I wish. I am, I finished my run 2 minutes ago.
Oh, okay, there you go.
I wasn't gonna say anything about it. I was gonna wait for you to finish your run. Oh man.
Oh, damn it. Yeah, I found the dragon really, really quick on the 5th floor, but clearly not enough.
So I think you legally have to respect Morningstar a little bit now. I think that's it. I think that's legally required of you now, right?
I'm breaking the law, Reto.
Oh my god, you lock him up.
I'm criminal Rhapsody now.
Oh my god. You gonna like wear a leather jacket and like be mean? the two requirements to be a criminal.
I don't think that makes me a criminal. I think that makes me a member of the Tunnel Snakes from Fallout 3.
Tunnel Snakes do rule. It's true.
They do.
It's true.
We are the Tunnel Snakes as well, by the way, just to clarify. And the Tunnel Snakes rule.
Oh boy.
For the moment, and while I process my emotions of having to this extreme emotional whiplash around my understanding of the Morningstar and the universe as it stands, my name's been Rhapsody, his name's been Reto of Retromation. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves. Congratulations on your victory.
Morningstar rules.
And hopefully we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
Damn that Morningstar.